In this video, we will look at the ways we set up and use product modifiers within Register. Product modifiers are commonly used within hospitality to customize an order. In retail and health and beauty, they are used for tailoring a specific product or upselling another item. They can be used in conjunction with list modifiers, the difference being list modifiers allows you to make changes that don't affect the price or stock levels, whereas product modifiers will. Product modifiers can be used in a number of ways. Most commonly, they are used for applying another item as a modification, such as a flavoured syrup in a coffee. Using other products as sub-items to make whole products, such as all the components of a cheeseburger. And finally, product modifiers can also be used for upselling additional items when selling another product, such as selling a specific cable with a new TV. Your use case may vary, but in this video, we will cover the main three methods of setting up and using product modifiers. There are two steps to creating product modifiers. These are to create the products that will become the modifiers and to assign the modifier products to your existing items. We have a number of videos detailing how to create products on the Register web portal. For this tutorial, we will skip this process as we already have the relevant products in our account. Once you have your products on the web portal, you can start assigning them to other products as modifiers. As there are a number of ways you can use modifiers, you must apply the modifications in the web portal manually. You can of course use the import tools to add the products that will become the modifiers. First, navigate to the product screen by clicking Stock from the top bar and Products in the sub-menu. To add product modifiers to a product, edit an existing product by clicking the Edit Pen icon and scroll down to just below the product image. For this example, we are going to add some modifiers so the customers can customize their latte. First, set the upsell option to No and then search for a product to add as a modifier. In this case, we are going to search for all syrups. The drop-down menu below will populate with the search results. Click the appropriate search result and complete the modifiers form. Within the product modifier form, you will see a number of options. Display in journal allows you to control if the modifier will appear in the journal and customer receipt. Setting this to No will not affect the order receipt. Apply by default is used when the modifier is part of the product by default. We will come on to this later. Maximum quantity allows you to restrict the quantity that can be applied, in this case 3 pumps of syrup. Use price lists allows you to control if the price is affected. If the modification should not affect the price, select No. If it should, select Yes and choose the appropriate price list. In this case, it will, and we have set the price list to follow the transaction. Click the Done button and you will see the modifier added to your product. We can now repeat this process to add additional product modifiers. You can also edit the existing modifiers using the pen icon and remove a modifier by clicking the minus icon. You can also add list modifiers for changes that do not affect the price or stock by ticking the appropriate lists. Finally, we need to select if the modifier window should be displayed automatically when the product has been added to a transaction. You would typically set this to Yes on products that are frequently changed and No to ones that are not. After making the changes, scroll down to save the product and don't forget to tap Update Data on the till to receive the update. When adding the product Cafe Latte to the transaction, we are presented with the modifiers window. From here, we can make the modifications to the product. We can quickly add or remove items by tapping the plus and minus buttons, or we can enter the quantity by tapping it and entering the value on the keypad. You can also add list modifiers by tapping the Lists and Notes tab. As you can see in the journal, the list modifier is denoted with an asterisk and the product modifiers with a plus followed by the quantity and price. The order receipt is displayed in the same way, which we can see here now. Moving back to the portal, we will now edit a product that uses other products to make it up. In this example, a vanilla latte, which includes 2 shots of vanilla syrup but can still be modified with additional items. We will repeat the steps we carried out before, but will change the details in the modifier form. Like before, set No to using modifiers to upsell, search for the product you wish to add as a modifier. This time we will set No to display in journal as it's part of the item, set Yes to apply by default and editable. We must now enter the default quantities that is automatically applied, whether the default quantity is free of charge, as well as what the minimum and maximum quantities are. As you can see, we have set 2 pumps of vanilla syrup that are included in the price, with a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3. We can also add other modifiers like we did before. We will quickly add the option of whipped cream to the vanilla latte. After making the changes, scroll down to save the product and don't forget to tap Update Data on the till to receive the update. On the register, when we add a vanilla latte, it is added as a normal item. If we now select it from the journal and tap the Modify button, we can make changes. We can add the whipped cream, which will increase the price. We can see there are 2 pumps of vanilla syrup included. We can reduce this at no charge, and we can increase this, which will also up the price. Like before, we can also apply any appropriate list modifiers. Finally, we will show you how to use product modifiers for upselling a bottle of water when buying a coffee. We will repeat the steps we carried out before, but we'll change the details in the modifier form. The main difference this time is we will set yes to the option Use Product Modifier to upsell. Again, search for the applicable product and complete the modifier form. We are going to set Display in Journal as yes, apply by default to no with a maximum quantity of 1. Finally, we will set the Use Price List to follow transaction. One thing to note when using modifiers to upsell, in this mode, you can only use other products for upselling. You can add multiple items, but they are not treated the same as in our previous examples. You will also lose the ability to add a list modifier to a product that has upselling modifiers. When adding the product flat white to the current transaction, you will see the modifier window. However, as we have set the modifiers for upselling, the title is prompting you to ask the customer if they would like to purchase any of the following additional items. As we did before, use the plus buttons to add the relevant items and tap Next. Your additional items will be added to the transaction. Further information on product modifiers can also be found in your user manual, and if you still have any questions, please get in touch with your solution provider who will be able to offer further assistance.